Here is a moment that quietly costs and some businesses more money than almost anything else. A good customer emails you and asks for a proposal or a quote for the work they want done. This is a real opportunity, someone ready to pay you, and then it sits. Because to send it, you have to open a blank document and build the whole thing from nothing. The problem, your approach, the scope, the timeline, the price, all written out and made to sound professional. It takes an evening you do not have, so it slips to the weekend, and by the time you finally send it, the customer has gone cold or hired someone faster. Today, I want to show you how to go from that blank page to a solid first draft proposal or quote in minutes instead of days, using an AI assistant working on your own computer. One honest note before we start, this is practical education, not a machine that closes deals for you. The AI drafts and structures the documents, but the price is yours, the promises are yours, and you check every number before it reaches a client. Keep that in mind, and this becomes one of the most useful things you can set up. The blank proposal page. Let us name where most owners are stuck and call it level 0. At level 0, every proposal is a blank page you fill in from scratch. A request comes in and you start over, hunting through old emails for how you worded the last one, rewriting the same sections about who you are and what you do, staring at the price line wondering how to phrase it. Because it is slow and it is dreaded, the quote goes out late, or some weeks it never goes out at all. The other version of level 0 is just as common. You paste a one-line request into a general AI and ask for a proposal, and it hands you something bland and generic, full of corporate filler that could describe any business on earth with made-up prices and promises you never agreed to. So you either burn an evening writing from nothing, or you get back something you would never actually send. Neither one is a system, and both cost you real work you could have won. The parts of every proposal. Here is the shift that changes everything, and it starts with a simple realization. Almost every proposal you will ever send has the same handful of parts. There is the problem the customer wants solved, set back to them so they know you understood. There is your proposed approach, how you would tackle it. There is the scope and the timeline, what is included and roughly when. And there is the price, laid out clearly with what it covers. Once you see that every quote is really the same skeleton with different details poured in, the whole task stops being creative writing and becomes something you can hand off. This matters because the hard part of a proposal was never the writing, it was facing the empty page and deciding what goes where. Take that decision away and the job shrinks to something small. You are not inventing a new document each time. You are filling a shape you already know, and that is exactly the kind of repeatable job an AI assistant is good at helping with. Your reusable skeleton. So the real trick is to build that skeleton once. Sit down on a quiet afternoon and write out your standard proposal in plain terms. The sections you always include, the way you describe your service, your usual stages of work, your pricing rules, your terms, and the tone you like to strike. Save it as one document. Even better, take 2 proposals you have sent before that actually won the work, and keep those nearby too. This is your seed, the single piece of real substance everything else grows out of. The richer it is, the less the AI has to guess, and the more every draft it produces already sounds like your business. You are doing the thinking once, so that every future quote borrows from it instead of starting from nothing. The repeatable workflow. Now here is the actual workflow, and this is the part you can copy. It is 5 steps, and once you have run it once, every quote after that gets faster. Step 1. Take the customer's request, their email, your notes from the call, whatever you have, and paste it in. Step 2. Give the AI your skeleton and your past winning proposals, and tell it to draft a proposal for this specific customer using your structure and your tone. Step 3. Read what comes back, because it will have a real shape now, the problem, the approach, the scope, a draft price laid out where it belongs. Step 4. And this is the step nobody should skip. You edit and you check. You fix the scope, you replace any number the AI guessed with your real price, and you cut anything that overpromises. Step 5. You send it or you drop it into your proper template and send that. Paste the request, share your skeleton, draft, edit, and check the numbers, send. That is the whole loop. A quote from one email. Let me make that concrete with a made-up example. Picture a small landscaping business and call the owner Marcus. Marcus is not a real person, just a stand-in for a lot of owners I speak to. On Tuesday, a homeowner emails asking for a quote to redo their back garden and describes roughly what they want. Normally this sits in Marcus's inbox for a week. Instead, he pastes the email into the AI, along with his saved skeleton and one past garden proposal that won. He asks for a first draft quote. It comes back with the problem restated, a proposed approach in 3 stages, a scope that lists what is and is not included, a timeline, and the price laid out by stage using the rates from his skeleton. Marcus reads it carefully. He corrects the pricing on the paving which the AI had estimated too low, removes a line promising a date he cannot commit to, and adds a note about his own local suppliers. 15 minutes and a professional quote goes out the same afternoon the request came in. That is level 1. Keeping your own voice. Now the part that separates a proposal a customer trusts from one they quietly ignore, and that is your voice. The risk with any AI is that it flattens everything into the same smooth, slightly corporate tone that says nothing, and customers have learned to distrust it. So you do two things. First, you tell the AI how you sound before it drafts, by giving it those past proposals and asking it to match the way you actually write, the length of your sentences, the plain words you use with clients. Second, you always do a final pass by hand. Read it through, and if a line does not sound like something you would say to a customer sitting across from you, change it. Add a specific detail only you would include, a local reference, a note about how you work, a small reassurance. The AI gets you most of the way. The part that sounds like your business is the part you keep for yourself. Checking every number. Now the one thing you must never skip, because with proposals this is where real money is on the line. Check every number and every promise. An AI will state a price, a timeline, or a guarantee with total confidence even when it invented it. And unlike a social post, a wrong figure here is a figure a customer may hold you to. If the draft quotes a price, make sure it is your price, calculated your way, not a number the machine made up to fill the gap. If it promises a delivery date, make sure you can actually hit it. If it lists something as included that cost you money, decide that on purpose, not by accident. The AI builds the document. You own the quote. Before it leaves your outbox, read it once more as if you were the customer, and again as the person who has to deliver every word of it. What this actually buys you. So what do you get out of this? 3 things. First, quotes go out while the customer is still warm, often the same day, instead of a week later when they have moved on. Second, you send more proposals, because the thing that used to eat an evening now takes 15 minutes. So the requests that used to pile up unanswered actually get answered. Third, every proposal looks and reads consistently, professional, and clearly priced, because they all grow from the same skeleton you built once. And there is a quieter fourth benefit. When quoting stops being painful, you stop avoiding it, and the customers you used to let slip because the proposal felt like too much effort become customers you actually go after. You are running a small, repeatable system that turns interest into sent quotes, which is the step where a lot of small businesses quietly leak their best opportunities. The honest limits. And because I promised no hype, here are the honest limits. The AI does not know your prices, your costs, or your capacity unless you tell it, so it will guess, and its guesses can be confidently wrong. It does not know what you can realistically deliver next month, and it will happily write a promise you would never make if you let it through unread. That is exactly why the checking step is not an optional extra. It is the job. Bring your real skeleton, feed it the true numbers, keep your voice, and check every figure, and it earns its place many times over. Skip those, and you will send a polished document full of mistakes, which is worse than sending nothing at all. Quick recap. Let me pull it together. Level 0 is a blank proposal page every time, slow to send or never sent, or a generic draft full of made-up numbers. Level 1 is building your proposal skeleton once, then handing the AI a customer's request along with that skeleton and your past winning quotes, and getting a real first draft back in minutes. The workflow is 5 steps. Paste the request, share your skeleton, draft it, edit and check every number, and send. You always keep it in your own voice, and you always check the price and the promises, because with quotes that is where the trust lives. Blank page to first draft, in minutes instead of days. If sending proposals and quotes has been the bottleneck between interested customers and paid work, this is the workflow that clears it, and we made a free, step-by-step course that walks you from level 0 to level 1 in plain language, no jargon, and no technical background needed. It shows you how to get an AI assistant onto your own computer and working with your real documents, so you can try this on your own proposal template instead of taking my word for it. Head to aifirstasia.com/level1 and take the free course. Set it up once, turn your next customer email into a first draft quote the same day, and feel the difference for yourself. And if you want more of this, practical AI workflows built for SME owners, honest and no hype, then subscribe. Level 1 is right there. Go take the step.